Hey everyone, before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stories like this deserve to be heard. I still remember the night she told me she loved him. The words hit harder than any fight or argument ever could, slicing through the quiet apartment we'd shared for years. I was sitting on the edge of the couch, staring at my phone, my thumb hovering over her last text. I can't do this anymore. I need to be with him. My chest tightened, and for a second, I couldn't even breathe. The city outside our window buzzed with life, neon signs flickering against the rain-soaked streets. But inside, everything felt hollow. Her name was Lila. She had this way of moving through a room that made people notice, even strangers. I had fallen for that, without realizing I was stepping into something fragile. We met in a coffee shop during the first week of winter, and something about her laugh made me believe that ordinary moments could feel cinematic. We shared dinners, late-night drives, whispered dreams, and empty parks. Or at least, I thought we did. But the tension had been creeping in for months. Small things, the way her phone always seemed to buzz in her hand, her distracted smiles, the way she brushed past me when I asked who it was, had been ignored. I told myself I was paranoid. I told myself trust was enough. But deep down, I'd felt it slipping, a quiet distance growing between us like fog over a lake at dawn. That night, when she finally said aloud, I realized how little I had actually known. She didn't even look at me. Her eyes were fixed somewhere beyond me, somewhere that held him. I could hear the faint hum of traffic outside, the occasional drip of rain from the eaves. And in that space, in that silence between us, I felt the weight of all the unspoken words, all the missed signs. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I just sat there, letting her go, letting the world tilt and fracture around me. Because even in heartbreak, I knew there would be a point of no return. And that night, I reached it. But what I didn't know then was that her choice wasn't the only betrayal waiting for me. Something else, something far darker, was about to surface. After she left, the apartment felt like a mausoleum. Every little thing screamed her absence. Her mug still in the sink, the faint scent of her perfume lingering in the hallway, the blanket she always kicked off at the edge of the bed. I tried to drown myself in work, scrolling through emails, pouring coffee into mugs I'd never finish. But nothing distracted me from a gnawing feeling that I'd been blindsided in ways I couldn't even name yet. It started with her phone. I never touched it before, never crossed that line. But the moment I saw it buzzing on the counter, a strange compulsion took over. I hesitated, thumb trembling, before unlocking it. Messages, endless messages. But they weren't with him. Not exactly. There were conversations I didn't recognize, snapshots of secret meetups, cryptic jokes, plans she'd never shared. And the worst part? Some of them weren't recent. They spanned months. Months where I thought we were building a life together. I sank onto the couch, phone in hand, the screen casting a cold glow on my face. My heart pounded like a drum in a war I hadn't signed up for. I read one message from a man named Darren. Can't wait to see you tonight, just us. And then another, time-stamped 2 nights before our anniversary. She told me she's unhappy. Don't worry, she's mine now. It felt like the ground had shifted beneath me. I had always believed betrayal had a face, that I would see it coming, that I could stop it. But betrayal is subtler than that. It slips in quietly, like a shadow in the corner of your vision, and suddenly it's all you see. I thought about confronting her. I thought about calling her, demanding answers, but the voice in my head whispered something terrifyingly clear. This wasn't just about her. It was about everything I thought I knew, everything I trusted. And I wasn't ready to face the truth yet. That night I left, not in anger, not in a rush. I walked into the rain, letting it soak through my coat, my shoes squelching against the wet pavement. Each step a strange mixture of liberation and despair. Somewhere in the storm, I realized I might never get the closure I craved. But the worst revelation hadn't even arrived yet. Because when the text kept coming after she was gone, I understood that the real betrayal was only beginning. And the secret she had kept from me wasn't just about love. It was about life-changing consequences I couldn't ignore. The days after I walked away were silent, except for the occasional ping of my phone. Messages I didn't want to open, Then one afternoon, I finally did. Her name flashed on the screen, but it wasn't her words I saw first. It was the news. Lila wasn't just with him, she was expecting. My chest tightened as the room spun. Every memory of us, every plan we'd made, every lie she had told, slammed into me at once. I didn't respond. I couldn't. Part of me wanted to rage, to call her out in a torrent of words that would leave nothing behind. But the part that survived the storm of heartbreak had learned something crucial. Anger wouldn't undo the betrayal, wouldn't undo the choices she had made. I realized then that love, as much as it can lift you, can also devastate, and sometimes survival means walking away, not just physically, but emotionally. Weeks passed. I stayed off her radar, focused on rebuilding the pieces of myself she had left shattered. Friends noticed my quiet distance, my hollow stares at the horizon during long walks. Some nights, I still imagined confronting her, the raw words I'd scream. But then I would remember the rain that soaked me the night I left her apartment, and I would remember the strange calm that had settled over me when I let her go. One evening, I saw him by chance. He waved casually, oblivious to the storm he had stepped into, and I realized I didn't feel hatred. I didn't even feel the sting of loss anymore. I felt free. Free from the illusion. Free from the expectations. Free from the endless questions that had haunted me. And for the first time since she left, I could breathe without the weight of someone else's choice pressing down on me. I didn't run into her after that. I didn't need to. The chapter had closed. Some endings don't require confrontation. Some betrayals are best left in the shadows where they belong. I walked my own path, carrying lessons she had unknowingly gifted me. Trust wisely, love fiercely, and never surrender your worth for someone else's choice. If you ever loved and lost, or felt the sting of betrayal cut deeper than words, share your story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Sometimes, stories like this remind us why we need to keep walking, no matter how heavy the heart feels.